everyone, it's Di here from Di's Den, and welcome to Wowzza Wednesday. I'm getting my words on my Wowzza Wednesday. This week I'm going to show you how I made this. It's I call it a perpetual birthday calendar because unless you actually put on a calendar like this, which you can do if you haven't got the stamp set that I'm going to use, and I will show you what to do. You can use this over and over again without changing the top piece, because this bit here is for you to write down, you know, like on the, in this case it's the 3rd of January. I'd put here 3rd, and I would put there Nicarima, which is my great nephew's name, and that's when his birthday is, so that I will remember that it's that date. So, and you can do them, and you do them one on each side like so. So we are going to do this calendar, and I haven't gone through and put all my names on them yet, which I will do, but I wanted to get this done for my Wowzza Wednesday for October while I had it on my mind, and that way I can get in there and write the tutorial and everything for it all in one go. So I'll show you what I'm going to be using for this, but if you don't have this stamp set, which I will absolutely love, and it's in the current annual catalogue, and I would, if you enjoy making calendars, I would actually recommend buying this one. I really would. And I think it's so great, and even when they do discontinue it, it's one of those ones that you can use over and over again. It looks funny because the stamp set is like this. It's got 1 through to 7, and then starts at 2 here, but that's so that you can use that part of it, so that if your date starts either Monday or Sunday, if you're using the dates, the days of the week, it starts there. So if it's your date starts Tuesday, you would use this one like this. I can't remember how it goes now. So that would be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So because that would be a Tuesday, you would be using it like this: Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and you would use it through to there. And you just move it along depending on what date of the week it is. So like this on this calendar, the 1st of January this year, which was 2022, was a Saturday, so you would use it like this. So Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. On the next month, it's a Tuesday, so you would use it like this: Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and so on and so forth. And you've got this, that depends on if you want to start on a Sunday or a Monday. I like to start my week on a Sunday because Sunday is the first day of the week in my mind anyway. And I'm going to use this set here, which is also in the annual catalogue, called Party Puffin. So I'm going to put the, like on this one here, I'm going to put the puffin with the hat on it and the cake, but I'm not using the happy birthday here like I did, make a wish here like I did on this one. I'm going to use a day to remember up here. So let me show you what we need for these. Let's pop those out of the way, and we will go through all of this. Now I've done a little bit of the stamping already, because you don't need to see me stamp every day of the week, every day, every month. So you will need a piece of card that measures 11 1/4 by 3 3/4 inches. You will need 6 pieces of card that measure 5 1/2 by 3 inches, and there's my other 5, and a piece for the front that measures 3 1/4 by 3. And oh, excuse me, that's all we need. So well, we'll pop these on one side, and when we get to them we'll do that, but we'll make up our little stand first of all. Okay, so it's so simple, you can't go wrong. It sounds silly saying something like that, but some people can. Okay, so we're going to score on the long side at 3 1/2 inches, making sure that we use the small ball because we're using cardstock. So we're going to score 3 1/2 inches and we're going to score at 4.5 inches. Now you can either turn it all the way around and score it at 3.5 inches and 4.5 inches again, or you can score it at 6 3/4 inches and 7 3/4 inches. Once you've done that, we're going to pop it onto the short side, and we're going to score this at a 1/4 inch all the way down this side, making sure this is a nice deep score line. The deeper that score line is, the better. And then again at 3.5 inches all the way down. Now I'm going over this because I want it nice, and because it's easier for when we do our folding on those very skinny ones. And that's all the scoring we're going to do. So now we're going to use our scissors, wherever I put them, and we're going to just cut out from the first horizontal score line. No, they're vertical score lines. Vertical, oh, okay. Vertical score lines. The first score lines we did, we're going to cut those out like so. We're just going to notch those just the tiniest little bit. We don't want it too much, just the tiniest little bit. So we've only got our long score lines, long pieces on this edge here. We're going to turn it around and we're going to do exactly the same. So we're going to notch that little piece in, there and there, and we're going to cut, and we're going to cut that score line right away, because it's much easier if we cut it right away. So once we've got that, let's get those out of the way. Our piece of card now looks like this. So we've got our two edges on this side here. Let's put my so we're going to fold this so that the first score line is a valley fold. A valley fold. And our second score line is going to be a mountain fold. And we're going to do the same on the other side. So we're going to need a valley fold, making sure that we get this nice and square, that these score lines here match up with the piece that we've cut out, and a mountain fold. Okay, so then we're going to fold in our small pieces on the side, our small tabs. Now I saw this done, this is not my idea, I saw this done by a French demonstrator by the name of Alison Bradley. And I just loved it, and I thought, you know what, I could really do with something like that in my house. So this is our piece for this. So what we're going to do now, you can either do this with tear and tape if you wish. I prefer wet glue, as you know. So I'm going to wet glue this section here, making sure that I've got a nice lot of glue there so that it sticks down nicely. And we're going to pop that over, and we're going to pull these sides out a little bit for a moment and give that a good burnish down, making sure that it's still nice and square like so. And we can then pop that back the other way, and we're going to do the same with this one. So this piece here, this piece in the middle between the, like the second section on both sides, but I'm making sure I've got plenty of glue there so that it doesn't come up at all. Okay, so that's that side down and nice and tight again. And once we're happy with that, we can bring this up, and we've got this tiny little piece that's open in the middle here. So we're going to then just give them a good burnish along there so that that's nice and tight down there. And we're going to bring these sides up, and we're going to pop these so that both of these go the same way. So pop them out like that, and put a piece of glue on one of them, a piece of glue, or a bit of tape, doesn't matter which you prefer, and bringing that up to the top so that it matches up with the top of the other one, and right down that side there like so. Once we're happy with that, we can pop it on the side, making sure that it's still nice and straight across the top, and using our bone folder we can burnish that down so we've got a nice edge, making sure that this one now folds the same way as the other one, because it just makes it look neater if we've done that. We can pop the glue on the other side here, and we can then pop that one down, and once again making sure that it matches up nicely at the top here and along this side edge here. We can turn that over and pop our bone folder in there again, making sure that it's down nice and tight. As you can see, that's nice and flush across the top and down the sides like so. So the sides where they wrap around to is the back. Now if you wish to put a thing on the back, you can, like if you were giving this as a gift, you could put a label on the back here to say, you know, a gift for you or whatever. But as I'm doing this for me, and the other one I've got there is for my mum, so I'm just going to do the front. But I'll pop the pin in my glue, pop my piece out of the way, and we're going to bring in our piece of card that measures 3 1/4 by 3. Now we want to make sure we've got this on the correct way, so we need it on the 3 inches across this way and 3 1/4 in the length. So we're going to stamp this, and I've got my ink wherever I've got it, and I'm going to stamp my puffin onto here. I'm going to give him a good old squish down with lots of ink, and because he's black I'm making sure that he's got plenty of ink on him. And I haven't put my labels on these, which I'm a naughty girl for not doing. Once I'm happy with that, we can pop him off. Yep. And we'll do the cake. Down here. And then I'm going to stamp in green, garden green. As I'm doing this project here, I'm doing it for my colour creation at the same time as I'm doing my Wowzza Wednesday. So, and I'm going to put a date to remember across the top there. Just there, like so. In the garden green. Okay, so let's pop that one out of the way and that out of the way, and because I'll need that again in a little bit. So we're going to just colour this in now. I'm just using my right markers, stamping right markers for these, as there's not enough there to worry about doing anything else with. So I'm going to do this, and I'm going to make his hat baubles, or whatever you want to call them, dots, and his bauble on the top in the garden green. I'm then going to colour the cake itself in yellow, because not everybody likes chocolate cake. So we're making this one a vanilla sponge cake. And then I'm going to do his beak part in the yellow as well, and his feet. And this is garden green, crushed curry. This one is pumpkin pie, which I'm going to do for my candles. I forgot to do my flames on my candles in the crushed curry. Hang on, I'll just pop them out. And then I'm going to do his hat and the rest of his beak part here, which is because he's a puffin. This is, I believe, is the way that they are. There's yellow and red, and there's rest of his hat is red, which is actually, in this case, real red. And then we just need a bit of something for the no, too bright. I'm going to do my plate in smoky slate, so it looks like a silver, stay over there, silver plate. Okie dokie. We'll pop him away. We can pop all our other markers away. So they were from the Regals and the other one was from the Neutrals. And we're going to then pop him onto the front up here. So we're going to just put a bit of glue onto these. I don't know what that knocking is. I think my husband's got the other door open. And it's a bit windy out there, so we could have put this on beforehand, but I didn't do it. I didn't think it really needed it, but we could have done it. So we've got our piece on the front there that says a day to remember, and we're popping him out at the top. So now we're going to work on our pieces. So what I've done, I've actually done 10 months. So we've got January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October. Now, if you don't have this stamp set, and you have, these are easy to pick up in most news agencies around the world, you could always just put one of these on there, put a bit of double-sided tape on the top, pop it on there, and then at the end of the year you can pull them off and put the next year ones on. But if you have the stamp set, it's even better because you don't have to redo them. So if as I say, you can buy these at the most news agencies, and they're not very expensive. I think you get about 6 for about $5 in Australia. I'm not 100% sure. This was the last one I bought this time last year, ready for the calendars, and I had one left over. So if you don't have the stamp set to do these, you just do it with these. So let's pop that out of the way, and we're going to start off by, we're going to round the corners on this piece here. Oops. Okay. Now I've only got December and November and December to do, and I can never remember how many days are in each of the months, so I'm bringing my calendar thing over here. So I'm going to do my November, which is no, oh, that's December. That says December on that one. November, and I'm stamping them in the garden green. So we're going to stamp that one up there, and I'll give that a few seconds to dry. And I might as well then do my December on the other side. So I'll do my December on the other side. And that's my 2 months done. Okay, so I'm going to close that one up for a moment. I will need it again in a minute. And I need to know that December has 31 days. So I'm bringing in my memento this time. And I have a little piece of a rag here. It's like a baby wipe sort of thing. I've got a bit of glue, ink on my fingers, so let's get that off there first up, and I'll pop that on my lap for a moment. And we know that there are 31 days in December, so I'm actually going to pop this on here from 1 to the 31. So I'm going to pop this on here at the 1 to the 31, and making sure that I haven't got any ink on these other ones. If I do, just wipe it off, and then just give it a wipe with your fingers so that it's not damp still, and then we can stamp on our December one 31 days. Once I'm happy with that, I can take it off, and we can do the November, which is 30 days. So we can turn this over, and our November is 30 days. Now, because there's no way of doing it any other way, you just put it on here like so, making sure that you've got it nicely inked. Using your bit of baby wipe, just clean the 31 off completely of ink, and just give it a wipe with a tissue or your other finger so that it's dry and doesn't leave a mark on your thing, making sure that there's no ink on these other ones. And we can pop it down like so. And we have our 30 days for November. How good is that? Now I'm going to go back to my garden green, and I'm going to put in the dates of the birthdays in this calendar. So let me move that old one out of the way. And I know that I've got birthdays in November, on the 12th of November, the 25th of November, and the 26th of November. So for me, I've marked them like so. In my December, I know I've got a birthday on the 17th and the 20th. And I know I've got one, but I'm not sure if it's the 7th or the 8th. So I'm going to leave that one until I can look it up. And then all you do then is close up your ink. You pop them over like so. And then you just mark on here what days are which. So I haven't got a pen on my desk here with me, but you would just put down here 3rd Nicarima, or whoever it is. I haven't got anybody in February. March 13th is Janice. So I will do that. April 3rd, Mum. 21st, Tony, and so on and so forth. They're my mum, and that's my brother. So that's my calendar. It fits in there beautifully, and you can change the date each month so that you just turn it around and you go, oh, I've got to make cards or get cards ready for those birthdays on that date. And I think that is a fantastic idea, to just pop on your desk, and then you know when you have birthdays and when you don't. So I hope you've enjoyed today's project. It's a really easy one. As I say, if you don't have the stamp set and you would really like it, you can always, if you live in Australia, you can always give me a email, a PM, or something like that, so that I can help you, or phone call, so that I can help you with your purchase for this set. If you live overseas and you still would like to purchase this set, still send me an email or PM, and I will put you in touch with somebody in the country you're in that can help you. And if not, as I say, just use these. Oh, that's a fantastic idea as well. So if you've enjoyed today's project, please give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, don't forget to subscribe. If you'd like the written tutorial for this, head over to Di's Den for stamping, crafting and tutorials. You'll find the link for that down below here, and I will see you again next time. Bye for now.